my mama told me when I first left her door.
I'm going to post the brackets there as well, so in the Discord so you guys can see them. Our first match coming up is actually going to be Dark Opium versus Irma Gerd. So we kick these guys out here. Here we go, guys. Dark Opium versus Irma Gerd. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is 1v1 number 60, I believe it is. So thanks for coming and watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Irma Gerd is over here going to be running on her Revenant. Got Invocation, Devastation, and Herald. Running with Staff, Sword, Sword. No annulment. Usually you see them running with annulment. Leadership with Marauder, and Sexy Hazard is also a Revenant as well, running very similar builds. He's got annulment on his sword. Invocation, Devastation, and Herald. This is going to be interesting. Sexy Hazard's been in a few of my tournaments. He always usually goes to semifinals or finals. Very, very, very strong Revenant, so I'm curious to see how Irma Gerd does against him. She's definitely playing Revenant for a long time. I've also been testing a little bit of Revenant, playing a little bit of Revenant, just to try to understand its skills a little bit more and where most of the ports and everything coming from. As you can see here, Unrelenting Assault on Sword and number 5 on Sword. They have a lot of evasive abilities on their staff, 3 and 5. Now he's just kind of biding his time, trying to get pull through cooldowns. He tries to get the glint, and the glint can go through LOS options objects like that. Tries to enter, but then now he's just kind of poking. He gets the shackling wave, really big burst. As you can see, Sexy Hazard was just kind of playing around at first, trying to get her to use a lot of her evades, go through her staff. And then he was able to just dump the damage down onto her when he knew she was nice and soft and she didn't have anything left in order to mitigate some of his big DPS that he was going to bring down. He, as you could see, connected with the shackling wave. Glint Elite is not usually, you can't really land it, it's pretty obvious, so he might have even used it just as like some sort of just to get her to use one of her staff moves. Here we go into game 2. Oh, you guys should check out my 3v3 I did yesterday. That was really epic. I put it in my highlights video. Really, really good. I was really happy with how everybody worked out. There was about 11 or 12 teams. That's like 34 people, 36 people. So it was just really, really well. It worked out really well. You can only have 25 in a server, so all the teams worked really well. They saw the brackets. The people in the end of the brackets exited the server. The people in the beginning came in. And also Alex helped just make sure everybody was ready. It flowed super, super nice. One of the best ones I ever run. I don't run them often just because of that fact. They're very difficult to organize. But if they're going to continue to be that easy, I'm going to do them more often for sure. Maybe every weekend I'll do like a 3v3 or a 2v2, like a big tournament. But we'll see. Irma Gerd's coming. I want to watch Irma Gerd for this one. Goes in hard on the engage for... now, this is the issue with going in too hard without making him a little softer, because he still has all his stat skills, 3 and 2, to mitigate a lot of damage. You can't pour it out of the way with a sword 3. So you really got to bait them out at first. You can't go in using everything, and then as soon as you do, you're kind of left to it. Action lands the glint. She break stuns through it. Trying to get him in that AoE. That AoE does a lot of damage if you're able to pin them down in it. Trying to create some distance. She's in Shiro. She's got to be careful. She exits Shiro in the nick of time. The glint is still pretty far away. Glint heal is still pretty far away. Sexy Hazard doing a good job of mitigating, but he's also got to be careful. He's in Shiro as well. He's going in for the kill, and he ends up getting it. Good job by Shiro. Got a nice attempt by Irma Gerd. As I mentioned, Shiro's really, really strong. He usually gets to the semifinals, so I'm curious to see how far he gets in this one. Our next match is going to be Glitchlich versus Dry Dude. Ooh-wee, Dry Dude. I should have everybody there. Yeah, that looks like it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think think so. Maybe one that maybe just lost left. I'm not sure. But let's take a quick look at Kane the Venetian on this one. He's running Blood, a little more support, Soul Reaping, and Scorch. He's got Sage Amulet with Undead, a lot of Condi damage coming out from there, Scepter, Torch, and Staff. He's always got annulment. A lot of 1v1s, you'll see a lot of annulments. It's a very, very strong sigil for 1v1 situations, I think. Here we go into game one. This is our second rounder versus first round. And it worked out really well with the number of participants we had. I don't think anybody got a buy. Maybe one person got a buy. I don't think so. I have to look at it again. Good shockwave coming out from Dry Dude. I believe he's running Prot Hollow. That's what he usually runs. Yeah, he is running Prot Hollows. He's definitely sustaining, very, very strong. Maybe this is something most people consider when fighting this type of build, is they wait for the timer. The timer is involved in this match. And the Dry Dude, the master of dancing at that overheat, just keeps those stacks of might really, really high when he stays up above overheat. Tries to get him in that shield pushback. Glitchless doing a good job of mitigating that. And now this is going to be a really tough fight. Is he running? Yeah, he's running. Yeah, there's so much Condi conversion coming out of the Hollowsmith, but he's able to keep that Condi pressure up top. You can see his healing turret. He's able to combo with it to try to sustain himself. And with the Prot Hollows, they have so many cooldowns that are so quick. Actually, no, it's especially considering what he's running. 45 seconds, about 35 seconds on average for his cooldowns. This camera angle is very difficult.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm getting mad at Dry Dude watching him, like, how good he is at heat management.
Yeah, he's really good at it. Well, like I mentioned, he always sits at the top.
I overheat running to mid from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Kane the Venetian is getting really, really low here. He's not going to be able to sustain this much longer, and it's just a battle of attrition over here. Dry Dude is just able to sustain, and slowly dwindle him down, get through his burst, and once King Venetian doesn't have anything left in his utility skill, Dry Dude can just kind of dwindle him down slowly and slowly, as you saw him do. He's Prot Hollow, so the Condis are pretty hard for Kane to keep on top of him, and not only is that, but he's also to convert them into boons. He might be able to spec into a little more boon corruption, but it's just going to be a back and forth thing, constantly converting and reconverting, converting and reconverting. So it's a tough match for Glitchless in this one. Not sure how he's going to pull it out. Maybe he can go a little more aggressive with Condi damage instead of blood, go more curses and try to get a lot more boon corruption. Maybe that can catch him. Maybe watch out for Dry Dude's hard light arena. Make sure that you start to put your Condi or your pressure down after the hard light's gone, so you know there's not too much Condi conversion he's got left in his utility. But there's a lot of little options. As I mentioned for this, you can't change curses actually. You can't go to curses because the rules in this tournament is you cannot change your class. And you cannot change the 3 specs that you spec'd into. So he's stuck with Blood, Soul Reaping, and Scourge. He can change all these. He can change all his utilities, his weapons, his sigils, his runes, his amulets. He can change all of that if he so chooses. But unfortunately, he's stuck being more defensive. But in the long run, I don't think he has as much sustain as Dry Dude. Dry Dude coming in really quick. He gets hit with that shockwave. That's very unfortunate. He did have 2 dodges to his availability. Now he drops his Trail of Anguish, trying to create some distance. His Ghastly Breach has been popped. He's trying to get some cooldowns, but let's take a look at Dry Dude really quick. He does. There's the Hard Light Arena. That's what you're trying to. You have to try to bait that out of him a little quicker. And now that he's used most of his cooldowns, he's kind of stuck in a situation where Dry Dude can dwindle him down, but heavy pressure coming out from Kane still. I'm not sure how long he can keep this up. He doesn't have much life force. His cooldowns are very low. He does have some good pressure on Dry Dude. That was a really good job by Kane. Now this is one way for him to be able to create some distance by just keeping the pressure on Dry Dude. Dry Dude can't be as aggressive. Really good conversion on that one. He had about 7 stacks of Torment on top of Dry Dude. It looked like it was going to be for the end for him. But as I mentioned, that healing turret can proc really quickly. It's only a 20-second cooldown. Glitchless doing a very impressive job trying to keep the cooldown. Look at that, 6 stacks of Torments. He's not able to convert it. Hard Light Arena is coming up. He does pop it. That's really good for Glitchless, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to maintain through this. Really good job there, Kane. Dry Dude is no slouch. He's a very strong hollow, and you're able to put the pressure on him, especially considering your Condi and your Condi, and he's Prot Hollow. Really good job by Glitchless on that one. Next up, we have Tyke versus Papa. This one's going to be a really good. Haven't seen both of these guys in the tournaments for a long time, and Tyke Kern's one of those warriors that I really enjoy watching. He's very strong. You guys are going to enjoy this.
Oh, Papa's a good thief.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
this is a
both.
bad matchup for Tyke. Kanji thief.
Is he being country?
I don't know if he's County Thief.
I don't think he is he?
He said he was entering on Warrior, I think.
No,
Oh.
Yeah, he's entered on Spellbreaker, so it's going to be Spellbreaker versus Spellbreaker. I'm going to be interested to see this one. Tycoon's a very, very strong Spellbreaker, so we're going to see how Melancholy stacks up against the competition. Who's responding to Whisper, guys? So let's take a quick look. It looks like he's running Great Sword with Axe Shield, Rune of the Doliac with Demolisher. Interesting. Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. Let's take a quick look at Melancholy over here. Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. He's running with, much more aggressive over here. Running with Rune of the Strength and Berserker. He's ready to crush some faces if he can catch him. But he's got to be careful with Tycoon. Tycoon is a master warrior. So it's going to be it's a big dance over here between these two. You're not going to see much damage. They're just trying to bait each other out using their stun breaks. And just trying to get that big CC to land some of that. They're both whirlwind to each other and they evade right through it. This is already really good to see. They're already mimicking each other's moves. As you can see, it's just about patience. They're just kind of sitting back, waiting. Tries to get him in the bull's charge. Tycoon's really good at baiting out a lot of his characters or his opponents. As in when they come in for the damage or they think they got the stun, he actually breaks stuns and then opens up with his DPS. It's hard. The animations for Warrior are very obvious, so that's one of the tricky ways to really bait and get one of your big moves on without anticipating it. Like I mentioned, getting the stun and then breaking the stun when they come in for the damage thinking they have you. I'm not sure. This is one thing I hope they fix. Magebane. I don't know who that's on. Is that on Tycoon or is that? And
You can tell by who has the revealed. So if they have the revealed, that means that they're tethered.
Ah, excellent. Now you learn something every day. Thank you, Alex. Now Melancholy's already going for the rampage. You can see there's a little bit of frustration. That rampage was just used to try to get him to use some cooldowns. Tycoon reverses it right back on him, which is a pretty good play. So now they're going to be sitting at the exact same situation. This one's probably going to go to the timer. For those of you who haven't seen the timer, this is a perfect time to see it. I'm going to change to action cam so we can back up a bit here. So that when the timer actually hits, they're not going to be able to heal anymore. There's going to be an AoE in the center here, and there's going to be an AoE on the outside that encroaches onto the entire field, eventually consuming the entire area that they can stand on. So it's going to force them to a victory. And then it becomes into positioning right now. I believe they're both running with Healing Signet. Yes, they are. So
He might not know about it. He might not know about it.
he knows about it. He knows about it.
Position.
He's no fool. He's been here before. Now this is going to be the dance here. They're going to be really careful. They got to also watch out for their whirlwinds and anything of that nature, because the whirlwind will take them on a path that they can't necessarily control. So if they fall off the top and hit the AoE, that could be the end for them. This is just going to be that delicate dance. They're both doing really good. They're both pretty good warriors, and as you can see, it's starting to roll up now, and that's the whirlwind. He almost got caught on the whirlwind, but he got saved by the plant. This is going to get dangerous. Now it comes down to positioning. Who's going to die closer to the AoE effect? Really good whirlwind by Tycoon. Melancholy's trying to get away. Doesn't look like he's going to survive. Oh, it's super tight now. The battle. They're forced to the death. Melancholy tries to run away. Tycoon rolls back in. So that's Tyke that takes that one with such a little space left. Oh my goodness, maybe a 300 radius around him.
Like that was the technical fight. Like if somebody didn't know, like that was so.
Really, really interesting fight. Sorry guys. Let's just bring somebody really quick. We'll go back to that fight right now. I don't think he made any changes. No. Let's see if they make any changes or they know it's going to go to the end. He's not going to be able to get much damage. Like I mentioned, Tycoon's really Really strong. He fights a lot of good warriors, so he knows the animations, and the animations on warrior aren't that difficult. So they're very obvious to see, and you can catch them if you're really good. As you can see, they were stalemating each other the entire match. It didn't go very far. Crippled trying to run away. Tycoon goes in for the bulls charge. Beautiful evade. Tries to get the bulls charge right on him, and you can see how close he bulls charged. Immediately, Tycoon went for the shield. Really good plays coming out from both warriors right now. Really, 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 really good job. Now he goes for the rampage. It's kind of out of just desperation. You know, I would try to save that more. Probably by the time the match ends, he's still going to have it again. So maybe he's just using it so he can proc it twice. But I would try to use it more towards the end before the actual cooldown of the timer for the map. And then you can kind of get him to use a lot of his evasive abilities. Use his stun breaks, and then you can kind of open him up afterwards. Really good bulls charge. Oh, he gets him with the breaching strike, and that's it. And like I mentioned with the warriors, that's what you need. That one big break, and that's what they're doing. They're kind of dancing around each other, trying to get them to use a couple cooldowns, and then catch them with that one big stun. And you can see right there, he got a little complacent, expecting it to go all the way to the timer, but he caught him. Really good job by Tyke, and as I mentioned, one of the strong warriors that I know about. So you guys he's probably going to go to the semifinals. I don't doubt it. Next up, we have Alex versus Kaiser. Alex versus Kaiser. Alex, are you there?
He switched lobbies.
Okay, he's probably getting ready. That's where he's going to enter in, and I got...
Hey, Mike, am I up now?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay. Alright.
So this is Kaiser. I don't think I've seen him in too many of my tourneys. I remember the name. It sounds very, 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 very familiar, but maybe I'm just mixing it up with another Kaiser or some other guy I know that's close to it. But I don't believe I've ever seen him in any of my tourneys.
This is an interesting build.
Yeah, this is probably why we don't. I'm always excited to get, because I promote in a lot of different places like Lion's Arch, Radisum, Divinity's Reach, World v World. So I'm always trying to grab all these different dudes, and sometimes almost every tourney there's a minimum of one new guy. So this is the new guy. Rampage, Emulate,
So I don't know what I'm fighting.
No, Sword Dagger over here. He's got Short Bow. He's running with Deadly Arts, Trickery, and Daredevil. Let's take a quick look at...
I'm gonna mute myself. No, I'm gonna say it. Hold on a second.
Hey Mike, can you post the rules in map chat real fast?
Yeah. Sorry guys, 1 second. They're up there somewhere, rules. I'll take this time while they're waiting, guys, to thank you for joining. I really, really appreciate it. I do a tournament or some sort of event every single day. If you look below the video, you'll see a little bit about me, what I bring to the table, and what I'm trying to do for the community. So I really appreciate you guys coming to watch. Click that follow or click that subscribe. I'm very close to my goal of 400 followers. Just click that follow. Thank you for watching, guys. We're going to be getting into our Game 3, our third match of the first round. Let's take a quick look at Triple OG. He's been in a lot of my tournaments. He's very helpful throughout the tournaments, especially like doing little things like you saw yesterday. And he's an extra body that always assists. And you hear him in my stream all the time. Big ups, Alex! Woo woo! Radiance, Valor, and Virtues. He's running with Sword, Focus, and Great Sword. He's running your typical old school Guardian. This is Core Guard. Really, really strong still. It hasn't changed much, but it's still very dominant. That's a good job by Alex, just dropping the AoE because he knows the Thief is going to port back into him. This is going to be a really tough fight for the Thief. Guardian should have the advantage. He has a lot of burst and he has the ability to just port on top of the Thief when he tries to escape. That's what Thieves use as most mitigation, just by creating distance. But with the Guardian, it's got so many teleports. If you wait for him just to port away, you can kind of just come on top of them all the time. He's getting really low. This is a Condi Thief, I believe. Is he Condi? Yeah, he is Condi. He switched over. I didn't notice. I think he was something else. He was Berserker, and then he switched over to Condi. He might be trolling. The Kaiser ain't messing around. He's definitely putting some heavy pressure onto Alex. He's got to be able to save those ports for when the Black Widow does that. As you saw when the Black Widow ported, that would have been a perfect opportunity to collapse on top of him and just keep the pressure. Great pull from the Binding Blade by Alex on that one. He tries to get the Leap of Faith, but he doesn't connect. The Thief's just trying to dump the Condi onto Alex. He doesn't have too much poison stacks, but he's got to be really careful now. Oof, and Kaiser ends up winning that one. Really, really, really tough fight. Good job by Kaiser, and like I mentioned, I think this is the first time I've seen him in here. It's always interesting seeing new guys. Like I said, you can find some people hiding under the rock that are really strong. I found two guys, Red Avenge, I think it was Red Avenge, no, Red Electro, that was really strong that I found. And also, it was yesterday, or no, 3 days ago I found him. He's probably in here. His name's Mikhail or something. Nighthawk right here, Malcourier. He's our core ranger. Man, is he a monster. Oh, Alex is still trying to go for the down on the Thief. He could win this. The poison is just too strong. The poison is just too strong and downstate for the Thief, though. I think Alex would have made it lost that. But I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't know that he have to finish to the downstate. What is our next match after this? Oh, and for those of you who just joined the stream, I'll post the challengebracket.com so you guys can kind of follow along and see it at the same time.
Alex better win this again versus Tyke.
Oh, that's going to be a tough match, whoever goes against Tyke. There's a lot of strong guys in this tournament today. I'm very curious to see them.
Oh, I don't know. If I go up against Condi Thief, I'm not so sure I'll win that one.
Yeah, that's a really tough matchup for a warrior.
For,
super tough matchup for a warrior.
So I'm hoping for Alex to win.
And this is just a casual 1v1, guys. We're chilling here with Alex, Cloud, Dry Dude, myself, the Groove Bob, giving us those Louisiana Blues, and Ty Curran, the warrior that you just saw face before. So here we go into game 2. Let's see if Alex made any changes. I don't believe he did. The Widowmaker fooled me at the end. I thought he was going something more berserky and tanky, damagey, but he switched over in the last minute to go into Condi Thief. And like I said, I remember seeing this name. I'm not sure if it was a Kaiser with a Z, but he seemed, when he whispered me, he seemed like he didn't know me. So maybe, that's why I assume he's new. Good Binding Blade, good Whirling Wrath. That's what you're supposed to do to the Condi Thief. They are very susceptible to high damage, and that Binding Blade really puts them in a sticky situation. That when they are able to get the pull off, really puts them in a sticky situation. He's doing a really good job of mitigating, and he's keeping some pressure onto Alex at the same time. He does get his heal to get back. Alex is just dropping some AoE. He goes into a Dagger Storm. That's kind of his last-ditch effort to build up some cooldowns. He has the 3 stacks of burning that's keeping a little bit of pressure. He's at 400 health. Alex just needs to blow on him, and he's dead. Down goes the Thief. And that's the, like people, a lot of times people say, oh, Condi Thief is overpowered, Condi Thief. It's not overpowered. It does have its counters, like this guy right here, the Guardian. You can get the jump on him, and you do have the port, so you can definitely take advantage of the Thief. It's not like back in the day where you had that stupid Condi Mirage that literally had 0 counters. That was overpowered. I think the situation of PvP and where all the characters are, I think it's really, really healthy. The next patch coming up is also going to reduce the strength of Hollowsmith. So with that reduction, I think it's going to get even better. I really like the situation right now. I don't think Hollow's overpowered. It is strong, but it's definitely got its counters as well. The Condi Thief can catch it. If the Hollow knows where his port spots are, then maybe the Hollow can get the advantage, but most of the time, it's the Thief that's going to get it. You also have, there's a lot of strong classes that can get a Hollow, but they are dominant. So here we go into game 2. I'm just going to see if I allow them about 2 minutes to change whatever they want. And as I mentioned, the rules for this. So let's say, for example, I'm on Alchemy, Firearms, and Scrapper. I cannot change these 3 traits, but I can change all of this. I can change my weapons, my sigils, my runes, my amulets. I can change all of that. My utilities, I can change all of that. So it does give you a little bit of flexibility to try to counter your foe. If he's got a lot of Condi heavy stuff, you can put on some, maybe change your rune, maybe change your sigils for some cleansing or something of that nature. Maybe it's a trait like a Warrior, Brawler's Recovery. So there's a lot of options. But it also doesn't allow you to completely counter and meme your opponent. That's why I like to have these rules in place. And they've been working really good. I've been doing a lot of tournaments. I don't have no complaints, and everybody's allowed to use whatever build they want. So it really makes for a diverse selection. Trying to get him on the World Blade, he was able to mitigate a lot of that. Tried to go in for the quick engage, and sometimes it does work on the Condi Thief. Now this is a good job by Alex, just dropping down those symbols, because every time he comes to engage, he gets hit by them, and they do a lot of damage. And that Ray of Judgment is a huge advantage towards Alex as well. It does a lot of damage to a Condy Thief, and it persists for quite a while, keeping that pressure up. Good job on using that renewed focus when he had the 12 stacks of poison. That really mitigated a lot of the damage coming towards him. He has a lot of his cooldowns coming up. His heal should be very useful to him, especially if he's trying to get some burst down. He does have the Ray of Judgment back up with the Shield of Wrath if he chooses it. He gets him with the Ray of Judgment, and that, my friend, is huge. That keeps the pressure on him. Tries to get him with the Binding Blade, tries to get him with the Leap of Faith, but he doesn't get it. Good job by the Black Widowmaker, just creating some distance and trying to get away. Trying to wait for some cooldowns. Nice burst. Now, Alex is, he's sitting pretty good. He still has his Virtue of Resolve and his heal to get rid of some Condis if he so chooses. He gets the Ray of Judgment. No, really good job by Shadow Killer. If he had that Ray of Judgment, that would have been game. He ends up finishing it. Alex has got to be a little attentive, though. He's kind of just standing there now. Gets beat down on him. Really good job by Alex getting rid of the Condy Thief. And thank you so much, Kaiser, for joining. I'm not sure if you knew, but I really appreciate it. You put up a very, very impressive showing. Next up, we have Shiro versus Grunts GT.
Ooh, Sorrow.
Actually, yeah. So, Shiro versus Grunts GT. Yeah, let's do that. I thought. Start that quickly.
Hey, Alex.
Holy moly.
Jelly says you did really good.
Good job.
So yeah, you did good.
Good. Tries to get the big whirlwind on top of Equivocoke. Equivocoke doing a very good job of mitigating some of that damage. I think he's running Renegade, or he's gone over to... so we got here Rune of the Tempest with Sage. I changed the match just at the end because Aerothorn and Stark can be very pesky. So I'm just trying to get him his match done really quickly.
I'll be right back.
He tries to go into Rampage. Equivocoke doing a really good job of mitigating that Rampage, almost nullifying it as if it was nothing. He did use a couple of his cooldowns to try to get through that. Tries to get the Glint Elite, doesn't manage to connect it. Aerothorn does get him in the big stun. Trying to keep the pressure onto him. This is where it gets a little dangerous for Equivocoke. Actually, there was a bait on the Glint Elite. Really good job. I didn't even notice that myself. He was able to get him on the second time around. And not only that was he able to connect with him, but he was also able to get him to use a dodge or one of his CCs in order to mitigate the initial one. This is going to be a little tough for Equivocoke. He's getting heavy pressured by Aerothorn. And Aerothorn he uses a little bit of an interesting build. He does run with the Defiant stance. And he did win one of my 2v2 tournaments in a stunning fashion. Really good pull by Equivocoke. I think this one is going to go down to the timer. There's just so much sustain coming out from both of them, and they're both very clever. They know how to use the terrain superbly. So there's only 20 seconds, and now their kind of mind state has to change a little bit. They got to watch out for their cooldowns, make sure they use their heals, make sure they're topped up, and make sure that if they can, try to get a little bit of burst onto the enemy before the timer comes up. So around the 5 to 8 second mark, try to get some big burst, and then they can't heal up for it. So you start into the timer in a good situation, and there you go. That's exactly what you kind of want to do. Aerothorn start getting some big bursts onto Equivocoke. Now he starts the timer with very little health. Aerothorn is at fully topped up, and that's a really good job. That's the type of thing you want to do in this situation. And I really do like the map mechanic. It adds a little je ne sais quoi, and really adds, like, if you think someone's going to win, it can change the whole dynamic and the outcome of it. So even though Equivocoke is looking really low, he's able to keep the pressure onto Aerothorn Stark. He's going to completely evade. He's got to watch out for the LOS, and that's a really good turnaround right now. Really good job avoiding the full counter. He's coming back in. Oh, and he's using the terrain really well. Great job by Equivoco. That was very, very impressive. He was starting off on that timer at 50% health. Aerothorn Stark at full percent health, and he doesn't. Aerothorn doesn't use Signet of Health, so it doesn't really make that much of a
Yeah,
difference.
he plays a bunker warrior,
Yeah,
so that's
Aerothorn.
not very good for the end part.
Yeah, definitely. So that's game 1 that goes to Equivoco for moving into game 2. I bet you Aerothorn Stark didn't see that coming. But he's a really good opponent. He knows how to adjust. So I'm curious to see what type of tactic he takes in this one. I don't think he's going to change his build too much. Let's take a quick look. Leadership with Demolisher. He's running with a Great Sword, Dagger, and Shield. Discipline, Defense, and Spellbreaker. Let's take another quick look at Equivoco. I don't think I took a quick look. Yeah, there he is. Corruption, Invocation, and Herald. He runs something a little more unique, and I definitely enjoy watching Equivoco play. This is something this is a build that he's been trying and perfecting for quite some time. Tempest, Sage, Sword, Axe with Sword, Mace Shield, excuse me. I don't think any of our opponents are winning with Annulment. Yeah, he is right here. Great Sword, which is another. I like Annulment. If used correctly, it can be very devastating. I'm going to watch Aerothorn Stark for this one. I'm curious to see what type of tactic he takes. It is probably going to go to the map mechanic again. Like I said, they both have a lot of sustain, and if Defiant stance used really, really smartly, can top him up and make him very, very dangerous. So he doesn't really care about his damage he takes, and he just goes in balls to the walls. There's that Defiant Stance proc, and you can see he's just going ham on the Equivoco, but really good job by Equivoco using that shield of his to mitigate all of it, sitting there kind of very safe and ready to plan his next move. He had some with the Rock Throw on the Rampage. This could be really dangerous for Equivoco. No, as I mentioned, this is going to go down to the map mechanic. And this is where they also, in their mind frame, in their mind state, they got to also be thinking of that. Okay, you know, I'm not going to be able to burst them, but at the same time, I got to watch out for my health. The possibility of a burst is definitely there. Maybe not so much on Equivoco's side, if you can get him with a good stacks of Torment. And also Warriors do have the potential to get that big burst, but Equivoco is doing a really good job of mitigating that. He's really being smart, watching all the animations. We got 45 seconds left in this match. 14 stacks of poison right there. He does have the rune of resistance up, or his resistance buff up. So he gets that from his berserker stance. He was able to mitigate all those stacks of torment, and that's what he's trying to stack on him. But he's got to be careful. He's got to try to bait him out of using that resistance. And not only that, but he also has defiant stance, which he kind of uses as rune of resistance. It just heals him up a whole shitload. Here we go. 15 seconds left in the cooldown. To the map mechanic, he does have most of his cooldowns that are going to be ready for that. Let's take a quick look at Equivoco. This is where you want to try to get some damage. Oof, those big stacks of Torment are going to be dangerous towards Aerothorn. He does have resistance back up. And we've hit the map mechanic, so there's no more healing. Really good job of making sure they top up before their mechanic comes into play, but he's got 0 cooldowns left to his availability, which are kind of like little bonuses to Warriors. They can still do a lot of damage without them. Tries to get him in the whirlwind, doesn't connect. He's got the AoE down. Aerothorn walks right into it. That wasn't the greatest, but he was able to mitigate most of that. Tries to get him with the arcing slice, doesn't fully connect. He does have a whirlwind, but he's got to be careful how he uses it. He doesn't want it to fall off. He does get him in the full counter. He's not able to finish. Aerothorn, oh my god, Equivoco's able to mitigate. He does have the burning and the torment on top of him. Equivoco hanging on by a thread on this one. Aerothorn not able to stop him. He goes into Rampage just to say, fuck it, I'm getting this down whether you like it or not. He's able to finish him with the Rampage. Really, really, really impressive fight coming out of both of them. Kind of slow pace during the first 2 minutes. That's why I don't make the match 3, because watching that for 3 minutes would be painstaking. 2 minutes is just right, I think. And then as soon as the timer hit, we had a lot of action. That was really intense to fight. That was fucking really enjoyable to watch, guys. This is our 3rd match, I think, or 4th match in there. This is our 5th match, and this is our first game 3, so this is exciting. I like seeing game 3s in the first rounds. It makes me think that the quarterfinals is going to be even spicier. I don't think they made any changes. They're going balls to the walls, as I mentioned. They're just going to be kind of poking each other. What's Aerothorn Stark wearing? He's got those wings. Let me take a look at his character once these doors open. Yeah, pretty cool. I like him. He's got the face of my guy, pretty much, the warrior.
Just because he has the face of your guy.
He does have the face of my guy. Oh, my guardian.
He does.
I don't think we're going to see too much, but like I said, around the 15-second mark is where it's going to be really interesting to see in what type of strategy they impose. Look at Airthorn getting some big burst onto Equivocoke. This is going to make this might finish beforehand. Once he's already down at half, there's not too much Equivocoke can do as pressure. That's a really good berserker. Now he's got him in a very, very scary spot. He's using a lot of his cooldowns. He doesn't have much mitigation left. When he ends berserker, he's able to come back out, full counters, and gets him in the arcing slice. Trying to keep the pressure up now. This is really dangerous for Equivocoke. Good job by Aerothorn. Once he gets to half and he just keeps pressuring him, it's going to be really difficult for him to resustain. Aerothorn's got to take this chance for that little window of opportunity to keep the pressure and keep him down. He gets, oh, he's really close to getting his glint heal back up. Aerothorn's got to take advantage. He's trying to get the big pressure, but that glint heal is just seconds away from using it. He's able to pop it. Now I think he's going to be able to re-mitigate. Aerothorn's got to be careful. He's being very patient on the damage. He's not damaging too much, but at the same time, he's taking a lot himself. Does he have Defiance stance up? Defiance is just coming up, and he does have the 5 stacks of Torment, so he doesn't mind holding on to those to try to heal up. Equivocoke's getting really low. He's still keeping the pressure up on him. They're both low on cooldowns over here. Whoa, really good fight. Aerothorn ends up downing Equivocoke. That was an epic matchup, guys. Really, really, really good fight. And that's, again, like I mentioned with, let me take a look at Aerothorn if he changed anything. No, he's still going the same. And that's the thing with Warriors. If they can catch you in a big burst and put you down to half, and then just keep the pressure, there's no chance for him to turn around and actually put the burn back on him or try to change his, try to be defensive by being aggressive, because he can't. He's just too low, and there's too much damage going to be coming out of the Warrior. That was really, 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 really good fight. I enjoyed watching that one. Next up, Shiro Grunts versus Grunts GT. That's our next match coming up, guys. Let me just type to them. Shiro versus Grunts GT. That was an impressive fight. Really, really, really fun to watch. So we're going to wait for our 2 participants, and I might as well solicit to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I do these every single day. I put on at least one tournament, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or a Fashion Wars, or a 5v5 in-houses, something every day. I'm just trying to give back to the community, and most of these are sponsored by the community. I try to do little ones with small pots so that not everybody shows up. Not all the same people always show up. If you like this type of stuff, click that follow, click that subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Oh, I'm really close to my 400 goal. So don't be shy about pushing follow. Thanks, guys. Here we go. I've got Soro in here already. Let me see where Grunts GT is. I know he's here. I did check him. Is that him right there? There he is. Yeah, Cosmos Atwood. He's probably changing counts. And as I mentioned, you're locked into your character once you start your first fight. So you can enter the arena as a Firebrand and then start your first match as a Scourge, and then you will be locked in as Scourge. So it's not necessarily what you start with, but it's what you start your first match with. So take a quick look at Soro. I think he's running his, Deadeye again. He's got Scholar with Marauder. He's running, oh yeah, thank you for the follow, Jackson, bro. Thank you so much, guys. I'm getting really close to my my follower goal. Really, really, really close. I think I had 4 away now. What is that? Let me take a quick look here. Oh yes, thank you for the follow. I only need 3 more follows, guys. God Silva, hey, nice. Thank you so much for this follow, Godzilla and Jackson, bro. Really, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm only 3 follows away from getting my goal of 400. And I also hit my subscription goal. Thank you to you guys. I blew past it, actually, and I was 15 days early. Thank you so much for that, guys. Here we go already. Cosmos getting some heavy pressure coming down from Soro. He does have the cleave from, and Soro is becoming a very, 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 very strong Deadeye. I'm very curious to see how far he gets in this one. He has been very close. I think he's won one of my 1v1s. He usually gets to the semifinals. Very dangerous opponent. LOS is what you're going to need to use on this at the utmost.
That was a nice scan trap by
Yeah, Soro's really good. He knows how to set it up well, and he came in heavy with the melee DPS really fast. He was able to put the pressure down onto him, and then he just backed out and pew-pewed him to death, boy. That was a really...
That was a nice interrupt for his renewed focus.
Yeah, that was. And you gotta be quick on Deadeye, and he's one of the quickest. He's been in some very sticky situations. He's faced some very strong opponents. But he's quick, man. He's a sly one. Cosmos over here. He's running Eagle with Marauder. He's running Radiance, Zeal, and Valor. My man. I like this build, but he's got to be able to stay on top of Zoro as much as possible, and he's got to use LOS to his... Like I said, he needs LOS. He can't just stand there in the middle of the open and take all that damage. He's already used Renewed Focus. That's going to be a big no-no. Now you can see Zoro's been punishing him here. He's just creating the distance and then letting him come to him. And this, while he's running, he can't put any pressure down, and Zoro's just taking pot shot after pot shot after pot shot at him. There you go. He's starting to use a little bit of LOS, but it's a little too late. Zoro is able to finish him really quickly, catches him before he gets around that corner. Really good job by Zoro. He moves on to the next round. Our next match coming up is Bianca versus Cloud. For those of you who just joined or who have recently joined the Twitch channel, guys, I'll show you the brackets so you can take a look at them one more time. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm only 3 follows away from my sub goal, my follower goal, so click that follow. Here we go. Let's see. Male Wardox. Actually, she's running She's nice. Running Blood with Curses and Scourge. Interesting. Got Scepter with Torch and Staff. Running with Adventure and Sage Amulet. Hold on. I need some more of that Louisiana Blues here. Whiskey Blues Volume 9. I think so. This is not Whiskey Blues. There's the Whiskey Blues. Let's take a quick look at Rylands. Oh, he's got Mad King with Demolisher, running Great Sword with the Sword Warhorn. He's got Beast Mastery, Nature's Magic, and Wilderness. I'm going to put this down just a little bit. Rylands just creating some distance. He's not ready. Once you see this be popped, you know he's going to come in for his big damage. The pet's doing a lot of the work right now. He's got to be a little careful. He does have Troll Engine to his use if he so chooses to use it. It's popped already, so that means he's trying to come in for the damage. With a good stun by Wardox on that one. Pops the Ghastly Breach, so he can't really go in for the damage that he's looking for. He's kind of stuck staying at a distance. He doesn't have any long range. He's got the Great Sword with the sword, so he doesn't have anything he can catch with far, and this kind of gives Male Wardox the advantage, dropping those unblockables everywhere, kind of creating that defensive. He's coming in with that heavy damage, and as I mentioned, once that strength of the pack is popped, he's coming in hard. He does have his Troll Engine that's just been proc. Male Wardox does heal up, does have a little bit of barrier. Let's take a look at Male on this one. Nice job on the port, using that as a last bit ditch effort. Good stun by Cloud on this one, getting the heavy pressure. There's not much Male can do, trying to glimp away on this one. The Scourges don't have a lot of kite ability and don't have a lot of CC break. Good job by Rylands, keeping the heavy pressure. There was big damage coming out of Rylands to take down the Scourge. So we're going into game 2, guys. We're still in our first round. Actually, the bracket worked out really nice. I don't think there was any buys. We had a total of 16 players. So it worked out really well.
I have to win in order to versus Zoro. I'm not losing to Zoro.
I'm not losing to Zoro, yeah. You got 69 clans on the line.
Exactly. I've bet with him already.
Dark Cowboy is not going to be entering this one. I've given my spot to Master J. That's why I always enter myself in all my tourneys. This way, if anybody does not show up or shows up late for the roster check and they still want to enter, I can give them in. You let them in, or if it's somebody in Spectate that wants to participate, I always give them the option to do that. So we go, Male Wardox versus Rylands. I think I'm going to watch Rylands for this one. This is Cloud, the guy you hear in Discord. Going for the stealth with the smoke scale. Ooh, really good fear. Really blowing his whole entry. Tries to get them all. I don't think he was able to connect on that. And that's kind of crucial. Landing them all. Oh, I think he did land them all. It was just glancing both times. But that's what the when you're able to cast vulnerability or weakness on your opponent, most of the blows will become glancing. It's a really good job by Rylands. I mean, real good job by Male. It's a good way of mitigating a lot of power damage, just casting weakness on top of them. Now they're at kind of a stalemate here. Rylands does have a lot of cooldowns left in his availability. Same with Male. Not a lot of life force left, but they can still put up the heavy pressure if they so choose. Terrain is going to be big use here. They're going to need to use that as much as they can. As I mentioned, Cloud doesn't have much melee, much range, so he's got to be careful. Nail just trying to drop as much AoE damage at the feet to try to keep the Ranger away. Does have the Spectral Walk available. Good bait. That was good patience. Seeing that Rylands is not coming for him, waited back, and that just creates the distance, lets the cooldowns come back. She's able to get the proc on the heal. Good stun by Rylands from the pet. They're both kind of sitting at the same pace right now. Good exchange from both opponents. This is going to be tight, man. Oh, doesn't look good for Mail, but the heal is coming up. Building a little bit of force. Ghastly Breach has been popped to create that distance and give him a little bit of support. Spectral Walk is there, trying to get off the edge. Good Spectral Walk before he got annihilated. Oof. Trying to drop some more AoE. This doesn't look good. Oh no, the map mechanic. They're going to have to get out of that center area. They managed to get out. And down they go from the pet. Tough match. Tough match. Good job by Bianca. Great job by Cloud. Moving on to the quarterfinals. Next up is going to be Tetsuya versus Master J. Tetsuya versus Master J. I think they're both here. Let me just check. Oh, Louisiana Blues, baby. That's so nice. Gurlora, Master J. Now I'm just looking for, yeah, there's Tetsuya. Let's take a quick look at Gurlora over here. Master J, he's running Defense, Discipline, and Strength. He's running with Axe Shield with Greatsword. He's also got Strength with Demolisher. I'm just waiting for Tetsuya. I see him inside there. I'm just waiting for him to enter. While we wait for him, guys, I'm just going to be back in 2 seconds.
Show you a rainbow, babe. You would paint it black. You find your pleasure in feeling the pain.
Alright guys, I'm back. Who won that one? I didn't get to see it.
The Deadeye.
Oh, Washi. He's really strong. You believe that's Khan, I believe? Let's take a look at Gurlor, see if he made any changes to his build. I don't believe so. He's still going the same. This is a tough match for a warrior. He doesn't have much projectiles, so he's got to be able to use LOS and get any little window of opportunity and close on it. That's the window of opportunity right there. He's able to land the Bull's Charge. Oh, really good. He's got a shield up. Maybe if you put a projectile, that's exactly what you want to do, especially against this situation. But you want to use the shield in a little bit of a better situation where you just get stunned. He's going for the big burst. You break the stun, pop the shield, and get him right back in the face with it. Nice Rampage. A little excitable by Washi. He got too excited, went in right for the damage. Not the greatest move against a Berserker. Maybe he thought the Berserker was just about to end and he went in for the big damage, but that didn't work. Really good job by Gurlor. He was able to get that both charges, what really started the pressure and made Washi back up. Really good catch. I didn't expect him to land that, but he did, and he was able to take advantage of that little window, getting some big bursts, bringing his health down to half. Washi had no choice but to back out. He couldn't stay toe-to-toe. He popped the Rampage to make him use a lot of his mitigation. And unfortunately, Washi ended up porting back right on top of him. Here we go, and this is game 3, I believe. Is this our final match in the first series? Yeah, final match in the first series, game 3. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Here we go, 5 seconds in. Let's take a quick look at Washi again. You're running with Scholar and Marauder for a little more vitality. He's going in quick with the damage. He's trying to end this fast. Really good job, Whirlwind coming out of Gurlor. Washi could have paid for that. Oh, he could have paid for that one too. The stealth, because you can see sometimes they're able to stealth but not port. He gets him in the big stun, trying to pop some damage on him. Gurlor doing a really good job. Washi, oh, really nice leap. That was an excellent job by him. Washi creating some more distance. Gurlor just trying to keep the pressure with the Rampage. Washi's got to be super careful. If he gets caught in one, that might be the end of it for Gurlor. Yes, it is. Really good job by Washi. Really good job by Gurlor. As I mentioned, for Warriors, this is a pretty tough matchup. They're not able to necessarily, they have no projectiles, so it gets really tough. So that's it for our first round. Everybody that I signed up, everybody showed up. There was no missing. There was nothing like that. We even had one extra participant, so I replaced him with me. This one's going really good. Our next match is going to be a good one. Dark Opium versus Dry Dude. This is going to be a good one, guys. All these quarterfinal matches are going to be doozies. It's a doozy, man. I think Dark Opium has maybe, this is going to be tough. He does have a lot of that instant damage to put a lot of pressure onto Dry Dude and try to exactly like what happened to Equivocoke with Airthorn. If you're able to get that big punch damage and then just stay on top of him, stay on top of him, stay on top of him, maybe he'll be able to get him, but there's a lot of sustain coming out of Dry Dude. I'm just waiting for these two guys to enter. Dry Dude is there, and Dark Opium, I'm sure, is in there. I'm going to take this time to go solicit in the map chat. I'm waiting for these guys to enter, guys. So I'm a shameless, thick-skinned promoter, so I'm going to miss to promote. Thanks for watching, by the way, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm 3 follows away from getting my subscriber goal, so if you feel like hitting follow and help me out, hit my goal. Well, not my subscriber, but my follower goal. I already hit my follower goal 15 days in advance, and I blew past it thanks to you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. A lot of love and a lot of support. Let me run back in and see if they're ready. Get that blues, baby. Hey, yeah, thank you for that follow, man. I really appreciate that. Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Yes, Peconi Takao. Thank you for the follow, man. I really appreciate that. I'm 2 followers away from hitting my goal, baby. So here's Dry Dude. Let's take a quick look at Dry Dude once more. There's that Sword Shield. He's running with Sanctuary and Demolisher. He's running with... Yes, thank you for that follow, man. Woot woot. Thank you, Cam Girl Miley. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I think I'm 2 followers or 1 follower away from my goal, guys. Thank you so much for that. I don't like... Oh, yes, I think that's it. I think that's my goal. Slaughter 347. Thank you so much, man. Let me just take a look if that's my goal. Yes! Thank you, everybody, for hitting my follower goal. I really, really appreciate that. A big ups to everyone. Thank you for those follows. Woot woot! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was Slaughter, the last one. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Fuck yeah, I hit my sub goal and my follower goal for this month. Thank you so much, man. I'm really new to this, only 30 days in. I do a tournament every single day. Check out my highlights. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. Now, like I mentioned here, it's going to be really hard for Sexy Hazard to be able to put on that heavy pressure on the Dry Dude. There's just so much damage mitigation, so much sustain. That healing turret's always coming up on like a 20-second cooldown. He has a lot of finishers that he can do, especially with his mortar kit at the end there. It's just really, really difficult for him to get it, and I think this is just going to be a battle of attrition. But I think Sexy might have the advantage once it goes into the cooldown timer. Drydude doesn't have as much damage, and he doesn't have as much access to heals after that timer has hit. He does get him in the Prismatic Singularity. He's trying to keep the heavy pressure onto Sexy. Sexy can't get too complacent here. He's got to be very, very, very attentive. Mindful, excuse me. Ooh, he tries to get him in that shackling wave, and this is where things start to turn a little bit for Sexy. He got a little too complacent, a little too comfortable, and like I mentioned, Drydude still can put out some heavy damage. He's got always around 20 to 25 stacks of might. He's always the master of overheating, so you got to be careful, and that's Drydude who takes it. I'm very surprised. This is one of these guys is going to the semifinals or finals. Or obviously one of these guys is going to the semifinals. This is the quarters, but I'm expecting one of these guys to go to the finals for sure. So it was really
one thing to say.
What?
Heat management god.
Yeah, Drydude's a heat management god. I'm telling you, bro. He's been playing this for a long time. I haven't seen him playing in a couple days, and then he just popped into the Discord like literally 5 minutes before or 10 minutes before the tourney started. He's like, "Oh, can I join?" I was like, "Drydude, yeah, you can join, bro, for sure." I'm really happy to have him in this. He's one of the top dudes that is very, very, very nice, and he's really strong. So it's always a pleasure to watch him play. So here we go into game 2. This is probably going to be a little lengthier match. I'm just going to grab some water really quick, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.
From the Blues Patrol. Blues Patrol. Blues Patrol. Blues Patrol. Blues Patrol. Hey now. Hey now. Oh yeah.
Alright guys, back to it. Oh, Sexy Hazard gets caught again. Now this is not in the favor of Sexy Hazard because there is so much sustain coming out of Drydude, and he can constantly keep pressure, just keep poking, and Sexy Hazard just doesn't have the sustain to deal with this type of thing. There's that heat management coming out of Drydude, and he likes to sit as high as he can, man. As high as he can so he can keep those stacks of might going, and that's how he keeps a lot of his damage up. He just goes into Mortar Kick, does a lot of AoE, there's always chill on top of you. He's very, very, very efficient at this class. Side noting master as well. Tries to get him in the Prismatic Singularity. Great combo coming from Drydude. Mitigates that shackling wave. He's standing in that AoE, which does a lot of damage. He's able to get a shield up to block a lot of that. He's just keeping the pressure up onto Sexy Hazard as much as he can. Now here comes the standing in his Prismatic. He's trying to get as many buffs as he can. Using that Mortar Kick for the long range. I'm mitigating a lot of that AoE and damage coming from Sexy. We've got about 20 seconds left in this. I don't think Sexy has the enough sustain to get through this. He's still got his Elixir S. He hasn't used it once. Still got his healing turret up. He's just mortaring him down with that chill poison. And poison's really key to keep up. Let's see if... and the other thing on top of it is that the Drydude doesn't do too much burst damage. So even if he does go for his glint heal, it's not even going to do that much because Drydude can just keep poking. Oh, that's the worst time to overheat. Oh no, Drydude. He overheats just before the timer. He doesn't have access to the heal. Sexy Hazard is really low. This is where he wants him, man. This is a perfect situation to be in. Drydude doesn't have that heavy damage, but Sexy Hazard does, and he has a lot of those evades. He tries to get him in that shockwave, doesn't land it. Tries the hollow leap, doesn't get it. He tries to push him back into the AoE, doesn't get it. The prime, oh, he gets him in the glint elite. Drydude goes down into the AoE. Sexy Hazard gets it, and this is one of the reasons I love the map mechanic. Is that there's no healing, and this fight that you necessarily would think would go to Drydude no matter, and it was going to go to Drydude because of that situation, but he ended up playing too much. Playing with the devil too much with his overheat. He ended up getting fucked with the overheat, getting a lot of damage taken away from him. The timer going off, so everything worked perfectly in Sexy Hazard's favor. That was like the God's gift to him. I don't know if he's going to be able to get those gifts on this match, but maybe now he's going to start to consider, you know what, maybe the timer is a better option for me. Because Drydude doesn't have that big burst, and when it gets to the timer, he just doesn't have what Sexy does have. He has that big burst, and he has a lot of damage mitigation from his staff skills. and the sword 3, the ports. So it's going to be a really, really, really interesting fight. I wonder what tactic that Sexy takes. Let's take a look. He's made any changes to his builds. No. Still going with leadership, which is still kind of good to use to clear those condies, converts them actually into boons. So especially if you have something like chill and you can get alacrity or anything of that nature, which is always beneficial. I don't think there's any fear that's going to come from Dry Dude, but it's definitely good to consider which boons that you're going to try to convert. So here we go into game 3. This is going to be a really good one. This is our first match of our quarterfinals, and we already have a game 3, so I'm really excited to see what other matches are going to be coming up on this one. I'm going to share the bracket with you guys right after this match, so if anybody that just joined hasn't seen the brackets, like to see who participated and who's coming up next, you'll be able to do so as well. Really good job. This is where he wants him. You've got to keep the pressure now. Like, this is where he's got to keep the pressure on the Dry Dude. He's at a half. He can't let him resustain, but good job by Dry Dude counter pressuring him. Good job by Sexy Hazard coming right back up and saying, no, I can't let this opportunity go away. Let's take a look at Dry Dude's heal. Nice. He has used his healing turret. Dry Dude can't let up. He did pop his Glint heal. Dry Dude has no choice but to stop attacking unless he wants to benefit Sexy Hazard. He's sitting up. He gets him in the big CC. Tries to get him with that staff too. Not able to get him with the damage. Dry Dude coming back. Tries to get him with that sword 2, I think. Sword 2 can be very strong, especially if you're overheating. Those 3 little lines and blades that come out. Good stun by Sexy, getting big damage onto Dry Dude, but there he is again with that healing turret. That cooldown is so quick, only 20 seconds. There's, the window of opportunity to get Dry Dude is very, very slim. Tries to keep the heavy pressure back onto him. But he's not going to, like I said, his window of opportunity. Now he's going to try to just wait for his cooldowns, make sure he doesn't burst too quickly. Yeah, goddamn. Make sure he doesn't burst too quickly or waste a lot of burst skills without putting it into the combo, because you're going to need them all, and you're going to need to catch Dry Dude off guard. 20 seconds left on this one. I'm pretty sure Dry Dude's not going to mess around with the overheat. He's going to make sure that he moves on to the semifinals. It's his first day back in a long, long, long time, and he doesn't want to get embarrassed here. Sexy Hazard just kind of standing away. He knows the timer's coming, so he's like, fuck it. I'm just going to wait for the timer, and this works in Sexy Hazard's favor. He's got to get out of that AoE. Oof, a lot of unnecessary damage taken. Tries to get the glint. Oh, Dry Dude quick on the Elixir S, because he was going to push him into that AoE, and that was going to be at least 5-6k damage. Easy on Dry Dude. Now he's got to be careful. He's standing in the hard light. Whew. Steps away, tries to get the prim. Oh, that would have been a clutch pull. That was another pro play by Dry Dude. You see, he tried to jump off the edge, use prismatic singularity, so the cone of where he would pull the opponent would be off the edge. That was super clutch. Oh no, Sexy Hazard falls in, and that's game. That was a really nice move by Dry Dude. I don't think I've ever seen that attempted. That was fucking cool. Really good job by Dry Dude. Here you go, guys. I'm going to copy this and post this into the Twitch chat so you can see it. Very unfortunate for Sexy. He had this card stacked up against him, though. I'll tell you what, man. That was a really, really impressive performance by both opponents. And a lot of cool moves that I saw in there. As I Twitch more and more, I start to understand these things, these little things a lot more. Actually, it's Tyke versus Alex next. Tyke Curran.
Alex messaged you something.
What did he message? Hey, what's up, Alex? Hold on, guys. I'm just going to respond to his whisper. I'm not sure what he said. Hey. He didn't say anything. He just said, hey.
I don't know. I was chatting with them and Sora on the other Discord, and he was like, yo.
Okay, okay, I see what he messaged to me. So let's take a quick look at Tyke Curran over here. We've seen him before, and this is the warrior I've been talking about. He's really, really good. You can see him in some of my tourneys before. He's really good at, just one of the impressive warriors, and you guys are going to get enjoyment out of watching him. If you're looking at playing warrior, you kind of look at the things he does. This is the top tier stuff here. He broke rank 30 this season. I'm not sure where he's sitting now, but I know he broke rank 30. He's running Rune of Doliac, Demolisher, Great Sword with Sword, Axe Shield, Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. Let's take a quick look over here. Virtues, Valor, Radiance. Oh, sorry guys. Okay. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to thank you again for watching, guys. I hit my follower and subscriber goal. I hit my follower goal today. It was actually a bunch of you guys who really helped out. There were 5-6 followers just at the end over here. If you guys do like this content, click that follow or subscribe so you know when I do them. I do them almost every single day. Take a look at below the video. You'll see a little bit about me, what I bring to the table, and what I try to do for the community. There's also something I really cherish, the suggestion box. If you guys want to see any type of tournament, or there's something I'm not doing right, or something you think I could do better, or something you'd like to see, just put it in that suggestion box. I really take those things into consideration because it's you guys, the community, that I'm trying to give this stuff for. So if there's something you'd like to see or something I can perfect, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's go into here. Game 1 in this series, and it's game 2 of the quarterfinals. Good job by Alex going in with hammer, keeping Tycoon in there, but big burst coming out from Tyke. He's able to mitigate all of that. Really good job trying to keep the pressure onto Tycoon. He's taking a lot of damage, gets him in the ray of judgment. I did not expect a hammer coming out from Alex. This is a tough match for a Guardian. Really tough match. There's a lot of CC that Tycoon can land on him. He's got to be really careful with his stun breaks. And once he gets him in a stun, there's so much damage that he can pump out on top of him, and there's nothing he can do about it. He does use the Shield of Wrath. Really good timing. SSD had nothing to stun break, but your Shield of Wrath you can use in any situation. So it's perfect timing from OG using that. Just trying to create some distance. Wait for a couple more cooldowns. He has used his renewed focus. Tries to get the, I don't think he's going to be able to land that again. Tycoon was not expecting that big hammer to come out, but he's not going to fall for that again. You can see Tycoon kind of backing away. This works in Tycoon's favor. He's running with healing signet, so every second gets him in the big charge. Arcing Slice with the 100 blades, and that's how fast you can put some damage down onto him. And he's also running, if you can take a look over here, he's running with Valkyrie, I believe. The extra vitality is kind of really helping him. Guards don't start with much vitality. He's got to be careful with that Mage Bane. He does have Shield Wrath. He's able to break it with the 100 blades. Really good job by Tycoon. Alex doing an impeccable job against Tycoon, just keeping the pressure. Tycoon does have the Rampage if he does so choose to use it. Alex is really stunning me right now. Really good job. Tycoon's trying to do whatever he can. He goes into using the Rampage out of desperation, getting some heavy pressure onto OG. That might be the turning point that he needed. As you can see, as soon as his damage was done and he got the pressure that he needed, he switched over out and tried to get some big damage. He gets the Mage Bane. Oh, they're both standing in the AoE. Tycoon ends up staying alive. He's going for the stomp on Alex. That was really impressive from both. Wow. I did not expect Alex to put that much pressure onto Tycoon. He almost won that, forcing Tycoon into the Rampage. But really smart usage of the Rampage. You could see that Tycoon used a lot of his CCs, did the job that he wanted to, needed to get some pressure onto Alex, make him use a lot of his cooldowns, and as soon as he was ready to re-engage, he just popped out of a Rampage and came right back after him, got him with the Arcing Slice, the Mage Bane, pulled him. He would have finished with the pull, but the AoE of the map entered. I didn't expect that match to go so long. It felt like a couple of 30-45 seconds. I guess I was just really excited for Alex. We're going to wait for Alex. This is game 2. Our next match after this coming up, guys, is actually going to be Shiro versus Cloud, which is going to be another good match. Then we have Taitsuya versus Guntrek, which is going to be a really good match. I'm curious to see what type of tactic Guntrek does. He plays side node a lot of the time, so he deals with every type of class that you can think of under the sun. So he has a trick and a tactic for all of them. I'm very curious to see how he does. Guntrek is one of those underdogs where you think he's going to lose, but he doesn't. He's battled his way all the way to the finals and has won some of my tournaments, has gotten to the finals. He's one to watch. So hold on, guys. He says he wants to forfeit. So if he forfeits, I'm going to let him out, but I'm going to ask him if he's super sure if he wants to forfeit. That was a really exciting match you got. Okay, so Alex is forfeiting. Tycoon, you're moving on. Tyke moves forward. Our next match is going to be Shiro versus Cloud, guys. Shiro versus Cloud.
Wait. What happened to Alex?
He forfeited. I just didn't want to fight the match. So Soro versus Cloud on this one. That's inconvenient. It does happen sometimes, guys, and I don't mind it if someone has the reason. So let's take a look at Cloud again. He was running with the Mad King and Demolisher. And then he's got over here Great Sword with a sword and Warhorn. He's running over here Beastmaster, Nature, and Wilderness. Let's take a quick look at Soro Dragonfall on this side. Now Soro is really, really strong. I'm curious to see if Soro wins this, and then if Washi wins the next one. We're going to have Deadeye versus Deadeye, Battle of the Deadeyes. I hope that does happen, but only fate will let that happen. We'll see what happens here. Cloud is very strong and he's very wily. He does have stealth. He has a lot of damage mitigation. He's running lightning reflexes. He's got that sword evade. Going in heavy with the damage. Soro, oh, he gets caught with the birds. This is bad news for Soro right now. He's getting a lot of pressure onto him. Tries to get to re-engage. Tries to get them all, but he's in evade frame. Re-engages hard, tries to get the mob, but gets them all onto him. He's got to be careful. Soro doesn't want to trade blow for blow on him. He goes back into stealth. He's kind of pacing himself, not getting too excited. Just creating that distance, almost baiting him. Almost looks like he might be DCing. Yeah, he's probably DCing here. Do you want to reset the fight, Cloud, or?
Yeah, I'll reset that.
Okay. Cloud's the participant in it. No.
Wait, what?
No, I'm gonna game end. I'm gonna let them know resetting.
Hold on. Let me talk to Soro.
I'm not sure if he was DCing or what was happening there, but Cloud is the participant in that, and I pretty sure it looked like a DC. He took a lot of extra damage for nothing, so we're just gonna reset. Oh, Washi, I'm so stupid. Washi just said Shadow Arts does that, I assume, where it forces him into that walk. That was probably my bad, guys. But Cloud is the other participant. He did agree. I'm sorry for that, guys. That's what Washi said.
Alright. Soro said, yeah, he lagged out halfway through that match.
Okay, perfect. Okay, he said, I was lagging so hard, that's not Shadow Arts. Perfect, so I was right. It did look like lag. He was just running right into the wall, and it was a good 5 seconds, maybe 4 or 5 seconds that he was doing it. And they both know each other. They're both guilty, so I'm sure he doesn't want to take a cheese win. But here we go, and we're back into it again, guys.
69 muscles.
Yeah, they are betting 69 muscles on this fight.
This is more important than gold.
Now Sora's, he's got to be a little patient here. He can't get caught. Really good job putting the heavy pressure onto Rylands, but Rylands being able to keep him where he wants him. If he gets him in that immob, the immobs are really tough against most Deadeyes. They don't have too many ports. They have a lot of invises. So if you catch him in an invis and he immobs, most of the time he hasn't moved his place. He's still where he is, so you can keep the heavy pressure down onto them. Now right now Ryland's using a good job. You can see he's not directly standing in the open. He does have the shoulder of that LOS pad, that ramp, to use to kind of mitigate damage. Really smart usage, and he's making Soro come to him. Soro even is point blank range right to the face. Very dangerous. Gets him in a big stun, and this is the thing he's got to be careful for. He can't get too complacent. Rylands does a lot of damage when you're close, and he has a lot of evade. So even if you think you're going to get him, he's just going to dodge it and put down the maul. Right there you see the great sword block, and he came in. There you go with the maul. Really good job by Soro, putting a little bit of damage. Ooh, he almost got hit by the ended up got killed by the pet. That pet does a lot of damage. Really good stun by Soro, getting the down on Cloud. That was a dance with the devil, and this is how Soro always has to play. It's kind of white-knuckled the entire time. Very close. The opponent's always close. He's gotten damage from everywhere. He's in stealth, just inches away from damage. Let's see type of style that Deadeye is Deadeye seems to be. So here we go into game 2. This is our third match in our quarterfinals. Our fourth one is going to be a really good one too. I'm excited to see that one. turn? My turn? After every match. My turn? So here you go, Cloud versus Zoro. 69 clams on the line over here. There's the lurker Lawler inside Discord. I see you, Lawler. I see you. As you know, he's not in there. Okay. So here we go. Zoro entering again. I'm gonna watch Zoro for this one. I watched Zoro the last one, I believe. I'm gonna watch Rylians for this one. He does still have Troll Engine. Tries to get them all, but Zoro cleverly gets out of the way. This is gonna be really tight for Rylians. He's in a bad situation. He's used a lot of cooldowns. Heal has been used. This is what I meant with Zoro. He's so close yet so far. Good block by Riley. He's trying to get the big maul. He does get it. Zoro's on the defensive right now. He gets the stealth. The birds have been proc, taking him out of stealth. Really good job. Rylands looks pretty good in this one, but Zoro's always dangerous. It just takes one big stun. Nice LOS usage on that. Just constantly trailing through the LOSs, and that's what you kind of have to do against the Deadeye. Constantly keep them moving because they have to create that shot. And if you're constantly using the LOS and going up and down the ramps, it's going to be really difficult for him. This looks like it's going down. The meme dream. Cloud gets him 1-1 series. Hoorah, baby. This is what I like to see. Really good job by Rylands. It looked really dangerous for him at first. It looked a little sketchy. Zoro did get him in a lot of bursts. He was getting really low, but then you could see he used to force Clown to, not Clown, but Zoro to run around a lot. He had no choice but to keep changing angle, keep changing angle, getting closer, getting closer. He ended up getting hit with some big AoE damage while in stealth that created that stagger for him, and then the health was already really low. He couldn't put as much pressure as he would have liked to, and Rylands took advantage of that.
I'm winning my clans, dude. I'm not losing.
This is game 3. Pressure's on for both of them now. Now Zoro doesn't have that little buffer cushion. He's going to have to be a little more attentive. Can't get so complacent. And Ryland's got to stay moving. He's got to constantly keep using those LOS and be very attentive. Make sure he's got his reflex or his stun break ready at the helm. He goes into stealth. And even so, just with stealth, even if it's for a second or two, it still even breaks target. So that could save him from big damage if Zoro accidentally fires off without having a target. Oh, really good job by Zoro. He actually gets him with the immob and ports up to the corner to get the shot off. I thought he was a little far away for the immob, but he ported up. Really, really nice play. Tries to get the maul. That would have... Oh, Zoro playing with fire over here. And that's a dance with the devil over here. Good job by Ryan using the LOS, but I just don't think it was enough. He tried to use the evade frame and sword. Yeah, it's right here, I believe. Yeah, Serpent Strike. Ooh, Zoro taking big damage in that exchange. That was not beneficial for him. He does have the pet, which can kind of constantly keep pressure on right in the open. Ryan is able to get to the LOS as fast as he can, but that's one of the major reasons you don't stay in the open with a Deadeye. It gives him that ability just to set up and get those big blasts on you. You're not making them work. You're not making them move. Really good port by Zoro. That was excellent. That was beautifully executed by Zoro on that one. He saw him going for the LOS. He had his shadow step back over here. I'm not sure what you call it, but he's able to port right back. So now we're going to have a really good match. This one's going to be super interesting. The Fates have almost given us what I've requested here. Well, this is a 2-1 series. That was a really good match. I'm hoping that Washi gets through this one. We can see Deadeye versus Deadeye. That would be really interesting. Oh, no, I don't think he's running Deadeye. I think he's running Tatsuya. I'm not sure. It's Washi versus...
Tatsuya's a Deadeye.
Yes, perfect. So now it's Arathorn versus Washi. We are having a game 3 match on this one, guys. Our 3rd place match. Once again, I really appreciate you guys coming out to check and watch these, man. I do them every day. We do them for the community and we do them for you guys. So if you're more people that come, the more I know that these are successful. So I just keep making them, and you guys watching is just encouraging me to get better and better and better. You should watch the first one I did. It was really bad. And I'm getting slowly at shoutcasting. I'm getting better and better. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. So let's take a quick look at Arathorn again. Dagger and shield. He's running with Demolisher and Rune of Leadership. He's got Great Sword on this hand, Discipline, Defense, and Spellbreaker. Let's take a quick look at Washi on this side. I really hope he wins, but Arathorn's a tough customer, man. He's super slick. super slippery, and he's faced a lot of different type of styles of opponents, so he knows how to counter. Sword, pistol, and you saw it in his first round. He lost his first match to Equivocoke, and then he won the next two. So he's definitely good at adjusting to his opponents. Tried to get that big whirlwind on him. He's got to be careful. Oh! And you can see how he stopped halfway through on that Bull's Charge, and then let him know that he actually hit him, because if Bull's Charge extended all the way through, he would have known that he not hit anything. So these are little things that, oof, Washi putting some heavy pressure onto him. He's tried to get him in the whirlwind, tries to go for the rampage. Really good evade by Washi. That could have spelled disaster for him if he did get caught. Really nice port by him, really mitigating anything that Arathorn could have done, keeping the heavy pressure onto him. Ooh, this one's going to be tight. Washi doing a really good job of staying out of there. And it only takes one. It only takes one little stun. Oh, this might be enough at the end for Arathorn. Yes, he is. Washi takes that one. He's going to pour it right on top of him. I've seen Arathorn win in Vengeance, so Vengeance is very dangerous. Good job by Washi taking that quick stomp.
Yes, I walk with the king of fools. I crave water from a muddy pool. Nobody left still knows my name. I got no
So here we go into game 2, guys. Washi versus Arathorn Stark. This might be the let's see how Arathorn adjusts. Let's see if he made any changes to his builds. No, he's still going for leadership.
talk about a bad situation going on. You promised
Hey, Sora, here's your stupid 6'9" salt.
He's sending him his clams.
Oh wait, Mike,
Yo.
you're wrong. It's not clan, it's muscle.
Oh yeah, muscles. My apologies. So here we go into game 2, guys. Washi versus Arathorn Stark. Let's see what Arathorn does on this one. Like I mentioned in the previous match, he's got to use that LOS as much as he can, but Washi's really good at his ports, so even if he uses the LOS, he's just going to port right on top of him. I'm curious to see how this goes and what Arathorn Stark does. Tries the Trailblaze right away, tries to Whirlwind as well. He's got to be really careful, tries to go for the, I think that was the Breaching Strike already. He's just trying to put any AoE damage, and this is kind of smart using the top pillar because it kind of mitigates how far Washi can go. He keeps him in that little spot, and maybe by luck he can get him with some damage. He tries to get the full counter, he's able to mitigate that too. Really good job by Washi. Rampages, I don't think Arathorn Stark has any more choices. Really good job by Washi, just kind of standing there waiting for the rock. Naruto style, just evading that. Tries to get the big damage. Good job by Arathorn in mitigating most of it. Now he's starting to use the LOS. He's sticking around. He's doing a much better job on this round, not taking a lot of the damage. He's countering well. He's doing, got him in the full counter. That's going to create a little bit of distance. He's getting a little bit of pressure. He's doing better in the exchanges. He's actually winning most of the exchanges right here. He gets him in the big whirlwind. Oh, that's the big stun. He's got to be careful for that. He's able to keep the pressure. He doesn't have Defiant Stance up yet. Not Defiant. Yeah, he doesn't have Defiant Stance yet. This is going to be dangerous, and it's very easy for Washi to mitigate Defiant Stance because most of his, he can time all his bursts. It's just these little pot shots that he's taking at him. Ooh, he just missed with that dagger. Here comes Defiant Stance. He already procs it. Washi knows it's there, so he can just kind of stay away. This is going to be the hard part for him. Yeah, it's going to be really hard for Arathorn now, especially with Defiant Stance, and maybe he should have changed his heal up. Maybe for something of Signet of Regeneration or Healing, Signet of Healing. This way he can kind of just keep kiting and gain his energy. But even then, Signet of Healing doesn't have that much health. He tries to get him in the Whirling Route. This is really close. Oh my god, that could have been clutch. Like I mentioned, it doesn't take much for a warrior, but we did get the match that I did get the match that I wanted. Tatsuya versus Shiro. But our first match going to be, we're actually starting the semifinals now. This is going to be a really good match. I'm excited to see this one. Ooh, these next two matches are going to be really good, guys.
Ooh, there's a bit of a saltiness coming in.
Oh yeah, the one map chat's always full of salt, guys. I allow them to say whatever they want because what's competition without some shit talk? You gotta have shit talk in your competitions. It's a prerequisite.
The sage out's hilarious.
Alright guys, so now it's going to be Tyke versus Dry Dude. This is going to be a good one, man. This is going to be a good one. Let's take a look at Tyker and what he's running over. This is the semifinals, guys. I'm just going to run to the map chat once more time. Once more time. Give me a minute, guys. I'm just going to shamelessly promote really fast. Are they in the cloud? Are they in the arena yet? The Tyke, if you're here, don't start yet if you can. Don't start yet, Tyke, if you're here. Oh, thank you, sir.
Well, we already started.
Oh, you already started?
Yeah, they started.
Okay, I'm going back in right now.
Dance it out in the middle real quick.
No, it's okay. You can go ahead. I'm coming back in right now. Sorry, guys. I didn't think they'd start that fast. So here we go. I don't think it's going to end too quickly. They both have a lot of sustain. Drydude's got to be Tyker, and ooh, what's he running over here? Very interesting. Winds of Disenchantment. He's got Doliac Signet. He's got Mending up for the Condi clear. Very interesting. I'm not sure what he's running. Demolisher with Rune of Strength. He's running Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. His utility skills are much different. He's getting heavy pressure onto Drydude. Drydude is actually forced to pop Elixir S. This is bad situation over here for Drydude. He's getting heavy pressured by Tykerin, keeping the damage on him. And Tykerin knows Warrior really well. I'm not sure why he made these changes, but I'm sure he's got a very good strategy. Really good resustain by Drydude. As I mentioned, that healing turret and all those blast combos that he can do on top of it. Now, Tykerin ends up getting down by Drydude. And like I said, Drydude has, when you're able to get him down, there's a small window before he's able to resustain. It's really, really hard to get Drydude. He's a master of this class. Tykerin did a really good job. A lot of interesting utilities that he used. It got super close. He forced him into the Elixir S, but he wasn't able to keep up the damage.
I can't.
Yeah, Aerothrone Stark is always a very, very interesting individual. But I enjoy watching him. He's got a funny build. He's pretty good at wear. So here we go, guys, into game 2 of our semifinals. Tykerin is not going to take this sitting down, I assure you. I see this right here. Take a look at Drydude. I don't think he made any major changes. No, he's still sitting the same exactly how he was before. Popping his trying to keep those buffs up to reduce because he's got Iron Blooded up. Tykerin's got to be very clever here. He gets him with the Whirlwind. That does help. He gets him in the Bull's Charge. Oh, big damage coming onto. Now he's already got the healing. Pragmatic Singularity. He tries to get the Breaching Strike. I'm not sure if he landed it. He does have the Mage Bane. Oh, he wasn't able to land the Winds of Disenchantment with the Mage Bane. Super unfortunate. But he's in a situation where he's at full health. He doesn't really matter. And I think Healing Signet would serve him a little better. Drydude doesn't have that much huge damage. Force the Elixir S. That was pretty nice. All he had to do was use a Bull's Charge, which is only a 20-second cooldown. 20, 25, 24. Oh, he tries to get him in the full counter. I think he does. Again, he gets him in that axe, Whirling Axe. Good job in mitigating that, coming into Whirlwind. This is going to go down to the timer for sure. This is going to be the Prot Hollow. It's going to be dangerous, but I think maybe the Deadeye has a chance. Tykerin still has a very strong chance. They're both sitting at toe-to-toe for damage. He's able. That's what's going to be really important to use at the map. Oh, big pressure. Tykerin tried to get the whirling, but he wasn't able to. Big block by Drydude, but he still got the pressure. There's that healing turret with all the blast finishers on top of it. Tykerin just saying, you know, I'm not going to stand in that. But that's really strong coming from Drydude. Not only does he get the heals and all the blast finishers and the finishers, but he's also putting a lot of damage onto his opponent. Tries to get him again with the Bull's Charge. Drydude comes out with the shield push. Tykerin tried to go with the Whirling Axe to try to keep the pressure. He does have the Mage Bane. It just comes out of proc. 10 seconds left. This is going to be dangerous. He tries to get him in that full counter. He's got the Mage Bane. He gets him in the Mage Bane. Gets him in the Arcing Slice. This is kind of where you want to be. Oh my god. And the damage mitigation and the heal comes right back up. He tries to push Tykerin off the edge. Yeah. You got to be careful on the timing. perfect timing for Dry Dude with the shield block. Oh, he tried again. He tried to bait him with the prismatic. Oh no, Tycoon falls off with the whirlwind. It's really tough for, especially for nice Winds of Disenchantment, putting up that big AoE. Dry Dude getting out of it, just ripping all the boons from him. Really good timing by Tycoon. Gets him with the whirlwind. This is getting really, really close right here. He goes with the whirling axes. That's huge. Oh my god. He gets him in the Bull's Charge. Arcing Slice. No, Tyke. Oh my god. Oh my god. He got him with the Bull's Charge, gets him with the Arcing Slice, uses the whirl to get him with the finisher, but he whirls right off the map, falls into the AoE. He was too far into the map mechanic. He doesn't have a way to get back up. Dry Dude ends up taking it. That was really tight. Oh my lord. That was a really good match. Really good match. My goodness. Whew. Now we're going into our next match. It's going to be Washi versus Soro. This is going to be a really good match. I was excited to see this one.
Oh, this one is where everyone just has to get a bag of popcorn, crack a cold one, and just sit back and let it go.
And guys, if anybody and everybody are welcome to join these. I don't exclude anybody. I go everywhere to promote. If you see me in game promoting, or if you see me promoting, I usually enter stream a couple hours before my tournament. So you just gotta whisper me in game, and I'll enter you into this tournament. Here we go. Soro versus Washi. Washi putting heavy damage onto Soro really quick. I think he's trying to prove something here. Oof, Soro's in heavy trouble. Washi ain't messing around on this one. It's the battle of the Deadeyes over. Oh, Soro's got to be really careful. Washi's very fast. He's probably one of the best Deadeyes that I know of. Washi. Soro's definitely a good one. Good Deadeye. He's aspiring one. That's it. Washi ends up finishing him really quick. Really quick. We're going to actually also have a third place match, guys. So that's Dry Dude who moves into the finals. That was a really good Dry Dude versus Tyke. Wow, that was a good one. So here we go into game 2 of our match here, guys.
Are we doing any third place stuff?
Okay. Yes, sir, Tyke.
Aerothorn is just going ham.
Yeah.
Trying to get it. Having a bad moment.
He's getting better over the years. I've known him since the beginning, I think. At the beginning, when he was much younger, he was really wild. And now he's starting to tone down just a bit, I think, as he gets older. Now Soro's got to be really careful here. He can't get caught in that big opener. If he catches him in that opener and puts his damage down, there's no chance for Soro. He's just going to be dead. There's that big opener. He's able to mitigate it. There you go. Now he's got his little bit of his health. He can start counter pressuring onto Washi. And you see he did it right there. He's got to be quick. Nice pot shots by Washi. Soro's really low now. He's got to be careful. Good dodge by Washi. Gets him with some good pot shots. Soro's refilled up. Nice dodge by Soro. Oof. This is the Deadeye fight I wanted to see. A little closer now. Oh, this might be it. Yeah. Oh, he's able to get out, but that's it. And like I said, Washi, one of the better, probably the best Deadeye that I know of. So now we have our third place match. It's going to be Shiro versus Tycoon. This is third place match. It's a best of 3 series. Then we're going to move to our finals, which is Dry Dude versus Tetsuya. That one's going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see what Washi's tactic is to try to deal with Dry Dude. He does have a lot of potential big burst, but there's so much sustained projectile hate that's going to be coming up from Dry Dude. And he's a master of countering classes, so even with the limitations that he does have, he's probably going to be able to get it. This is not the Louisiana blues that I wanted to hear.
But yeah, Shadow Arts cannot beat Deadly Arts.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna win that compared to Deadly Arts.
Here's the Louisiana blues I wanted to hear. And that's the dangerous part with the Warriors. It doesn't take them much, man. They can be down the whole entire fight, and then within a fraction of a second, just turn it around with a big stun and big burst, as you saw right there. Soro's got to be really careful. He's really squishy, so that he can easily take advantage of the situation.
Good amount of reveal spam, well placed. That was.
This is going to be dangerous.
It's probably going to be another loss for me. Just going to get that ahead, so.
I would be focusing on them.
Let's see how he pulls it out on this one. I'm not sure. He tries to get the big damage onto Tycoon. Tries to get the Bull's Charge to close the gap on him. Soro getting a good port on that. That was the Bull's Charge not used, not the rush. Tries to get the full counter, but doesn't connect. Oh, very unfortunate for Soro. He gets the big stun, but Soro, Tycoon falling down to the second level, mitigating all that with LOS. Really good job by using terrain. Oh, good stun, but that's the master at work over here. He actually baited Soro into coming into him, so he stunned Soro. Soro thinking that he was going to be able to get the big damage. Tycoon instantly breaking the stun and just turning on him with everything he has. As I mentioned, the animations from Warrior are easy to see, so using tactics like that, it allows you to get the damage on the opponent without him really even understanding, or before he even knows he's already stunned in the damage and he's dead. So there you go. Third place goes to Tycoon. Now we have our finals match. Dry Dude versus Tetsuya. Don't go too far if you can, Tyke. After the match, after everything's done, I'll send you guys your gold.
Oh, Alex invited me to an AT.
Okay, go do that and I'll just send you the mail.
I felt bad for Soro, so I sent him his last salt packet to make it 6-9.
A little salt to that wound, boy. So here we go. This is our finals. Best of 5. Best of 5 series on this one, guys. Best of 5 series.
Best of 5, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Always in the finals is best of 5. So let's take a quick look. I think Washi's...
Washi should be here,
yeah, he's in there. He's probably just scoping out Dry Dude's build really quick. So you got Rune of the Resistance with Demolisher Amulet. He's running with Inventions, Alchemy, and Hollowsmith, the classic Prot Hollow, but he does run with this for the experimental turrets instead of Mecha Legs, which I don't think he really needs Mecha Legs for this anyway, so Hollow can just, the Deadeye can port wherever he chooses, so the speed is not going to make too much of a difference. But I think that's what he's ran that the entire match, I believe. Let's take a quick look at Washi over here. He's running Trickery, Deadly Arts, and Deadeye. He's also got Rifle with Sword and Pistol. He's got Scholar with Marauder. He's also running Savagery with Agility, Energy with Separation. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this stuff, click the follow, click that subscribe. I do them every single day. So here we go into our finals. First match, Washi versus Dry Dude. I'm very curious to see how he's going to handle the Dry Dude. Dry Dude immediately going back for the LOS as the closest thing he had available to him, putting up the barrier with his turret. As you can see, that's another huge advantage. Every time he gets that 20-second turret, he also got some projectile heavy pressure onto Washi. This is going to be really hard for Washi. I think his only option is to kind of wait till the map mechanic. I don't think there's any way he's going to put enough pressure onto Dry Dude to be able to get the win. There's just too much sustain, too much damage mitigation, too much projectile hit. He's got the shield, he's got the turret. I don't believe he's got defensive field, but yeah, you can see here, he's not able to put any pressure, even on every engage. Dry Dude's getting the better of it. He's got Hard Light Arena, so there's no way he's going to get into that. Good job of using LOS. He just kind of baits him into using his moves and then just dodges back. He's got control of the high ground. Washi knows that he can't go up there while he's got Hard Light. Ooh, Photon Blitz right on top of him while Washi getting really, really low. Dry Dude really dominating this match. Washi just got to kind of stay away, like I mentioned. There's no way he's going to get the better of this exchange. Sorry guys, just responding to his chat. Washi, ooh, really good job by Washi on that one. I think it was Dry Dude. Did he overheat on that? I don't know. No, he didn't overheat. It was just really good damage by Washi. Now this is very dangerous. Oof, he finally was able to resustain. Really good job by Washi over here. And that's the type of thing you want to do, be able to put the big damage and keep the pressure. Dry Dude doesn't have that big heal. Oh, he had nothing left in the tank. He was able to break. Well, I was able to sustain for all that damage. Washi didn't have much left in the tank. He was just trying to get him with whatever he could. Dry Dude's in very dangerous position, but he does have his healing turret, so he can stay inside that little, no, he bursts it right away, back up to full. Washi's in a dangerous spot now. And he's already got his healing turret on cooldown. Big damage again by Washi. Goes into the Corona Burst, tries to Photon Blitz, the Photon Leap on top of him, the Hollow Leap. Oof, and that's it. Washi goes down. It was into timer. There was not much he had left in him. Really, really, really good fight. Really good burst by Washi. For a moment there, I'm sure Dry Dude was like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. So here we go into game 2, guys. This one's really exciting. And as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to post it into the highlights video so you guys can see it, especially if you're participating. And I've noticed that a lot of people, every time I post, within a couple hours, they take little clips. So it's really exciting for me. I know that people are watching and they watch themselves and they post really cool clips of them that they did in their duels. So it's really exciting to see that the community is starting to respond to these types of things. So thanks so much for coming, guys, and supporting me and supporting the community. So here we go, Dry Dude versus Washi. Washi's got to be a lot more careful. He can't be so aggressive, I don't think. Every time he does, Dry Dude makes him pay for it. He's trying to get those. Maybe he's trying to get him to use a couple cooldowns. Maybe he's trying to get him to use his healing turret, getting ready for his burst. Washi is a very, very, very good Deadeye. He's played this class, mainly this class. So he knows what he's doing. He's played a lot of different classes. He's been through the Proud Hollow stage. Ooh, really good damage. This is where he wants to be. This is what he wants to do. Keep the pressure onto him. Dry Dude doesn't have the healing turret. He does put a hard light arena. He's just trying to cleave as much as he can to keep the damage down. We're trying to keep his health down. Oh, big Photon Blitz. He took that right to the face. That's not necessarily what he wanted. He was really close. Good pressure by Washi. Elixir S by Dry Dude. This is a good spot. This is a really good spot, but he does have the healing turret that comes right back up, so this is where he wants him now. Healing turret's been used. Elixir S is gone. Time to put on the damage. Time to keep the pressure up, and you can see Washi just trailing him as much as he can, using auto attacks, keeping the pressure, keeping the pressure, keeping the pressure. That's what he's got to do in this situation. Good job by Dry Dude going into stealth to mitigate that damage. Washi staying really close, gets him in the... He actually reversed that emo. This is getting really tight. Dry Dude's just used his healing turret again, re-sustained himself. Washi with a great stun, good pressure. That was really well executed, especially after the healing turret. He's doing a really good job. Washi, oh my god, again, he's able to break the prismatic singularity. He's able to evade it. Washi doing a really good job. Dry Dude doing a really good job. This is an epic final so far. I wouldn't expect anything less from these two participants. Very high tier. They both know what they're doing. They both know their classes very, very, very well and are comfortable in them. Oh, I think it's going to go to the timer. Now they're kind of going back into like, okay, timer's coming. Let me just not get too stupid. Let me not waste too many cooldowns. I know I'm not going to get him. We had an epic match. Let's just wait. Washi doing exactly that, waiting for his cooldowns. Dry Dude is almost fully topped up. Hardlight's coming up right now. He got 10 seconds left. He tries to get the big push. And oh, really good job by Washi. This is what you really want to do, is try to keep the damage on him. Now, good job by Dry Dude. Ooh, the Elixir S has already been popped. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Prismatic Singularity again, tried to get it. And Washi's been really, really, really vigilant on those. I don't think he's been hit. Oh, into the AoE. He was able to mitigate that. Washi's sitting down, trying to get some big damage. Dry Dude's in some big trouble here. Washi playing with the AoE. Dangerous man, Wild Cowboy over here. Oh my god, he's going for it even farther. Oh my god, he's a wild man. Big block, big Corona Burst. Tries to go for the Shockwave, but he baited into the Shockwave so he can evade. Now he's got him a little softer. He doesn't have that evade frame. Dry Dude gets it down. Really good job by Dry Dude. So here we go. The Dry Dude wins this. And as I mentioned, I always do my finals best of 5 because I've seen some situations, like it was maybe 2 tourneys ago, where it was Caesar versus Red Avenge. Red Avenge ended up winning 2 out of the 5, and then Caesar just came back and skunked him for the rest. 3-0 in the last 3 matches, ended up winning the series. So just maybe sometimes it takes a little bit for him to get the traction and to understand the build of what's going on. But Washi did an amazing job. And there's so much sustain, and the cooldown on that healing turret is so short that Washi only has that small window. And he does have Elixir Rest that he's got to force him into using first before he can truly start to try to think about going for the kill. Dry Dude, there's no way you're going to get Dry Dude down unless you're super incredibly bursty. You're going to get him down before he's able to pop Elixir Rest. There's a lot of things to consider, especially fighting this type of class. Big damage coming out from Dry Dude. Nice stun from Washi. Tries to get the shockwave, and maybe not necessarily trying to get him, but get him to use some cooldowns, get him to back off and say, "Oh, back up. You gotta give me some respect, boy. Put some spec on my name." Oh, good stun over there, right into Elixir S. This is a good spot. Try to use it, but he's got a lot of time. He's got a lot of sustain. He's got this healing turret that's come up. A lot of his utility on his full belt's coming back as well. Ooh, he tries to bait. He knew that the stealth. He thought he was farther away, so he just canceled the proc on his shockwave. Ooh, really good timing on that. Loading up. Try to do it on the quickness, trying to get some big damage down. He's not able to get it. Good job by Washi getting away. This is where he wants him. This is where he wants him. This is a really good job by Washi. Oh, he finally lands a Prismatic Singularity, and it takes its toll. That's why Washi's trying to be careful with it, because that really turns the tide, that Prismatic Singularity. Unfortunately, Dry Dude falls off the edge. That would have been the end for Washi. He gets really lucky on that. Dry Dude comes off the edge, uses the LOS to avoid the Photon Blitz. Ooh, tries to get the... Oh, he was just a little too far. Washi's in retreat mode. He's got to sustain. He doesn't want to trade toe-to-toe. Big push by the shield from Dry Dude, just trying to cleave as much as he can. He didn't have much left in the tank, but that was a really good push. Oh, big mortar kit blast. Oh, but Dry Dude's standing way too much in the open. Really good advantage. Seeing that window and Washi taking full use of it. Dry Dude got caught, and that's one of the first times he stepped off the main area. Oh, and we got the LOS already activated. Oof, I didn't know this was a timer. That match was really good. Photon Blitz, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Dry Dude ends up taking it. Ooh, that was really good finals. That's Dry Dude in first place. We got Washi in second place, and we got Tyker in third place. We had 16 competitors in this. The bracket filled out really nice. There was no buys. I'm going to put this into the highlights videos, and I want to thank you guys before. I'm going to probably be back in about 20-30 minutes, and I'm going to do some World v World PvP, just chilling around. Dark Cowboy will return. So I'm just going to be chilling. But if you guys like this type of stuff, I do one every single day. Take a look below my video. You'll see all the information, what time I do them, my daily schedule. And click that follow and click that subscribe, man. Check out my highlights videos. Thank you for coming to watch, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you later tonight. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great fucking night.